'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The CSF residents all snug in their beds, while tidings of tidiness danced in their heads. The dishes were cleared, the floor mopped and swept. They worked hard through the day, so their home was well kept. But tales speak of a being, a rascal so clever, to dirty what's clean was his sole endeavor. So keep clean what you can, check the doors, lock them tight, for the clever one will be out on a night like tonight. So the house fell asleep, and not a word more was spoken about clever things, but then I was awoken. Outside my window arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, threw up the blinds, tore up the sash. Looking around with midnight eyes, I looked to the moon and the heavenly skies. The cold wintry winds from the north had died, and long shadows were creeping ever closer outside. Was it the clever one? Could the legends be true? Something was out there, something just out of view. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature Cooper? The clever one was here! He gracefully stepped out the portly machine and inched toward the house, careful not to be seen. He was dressed in all brown from his head to his foot, with dirt on his hands and covered in soot. A bundle of trash he had flung on his back, and he looked rather odd with his old weathered sack. A jovial lad, a jolly old elf, the cleverest of all, the Gurnis himself. He spoke not a word, and went straight to his work, to filth up the house, and make all go berserk. He slithered and he slunk, with a sly sort of smile, down to the kitchen, for a deed oh so vile. He opened up the icebox, and took out a dish, and feasted on a most unpleasant smelling fish. He heated another, so flagrant and pink, and placed the leftovers drenched in the sink. Next, in the bathroom, his hands still all wet, and clenched in his mitts, a fresh new Gillette. Trimming his face without reason or rhyme, the residents would wake to a most heinous crime. The tables had turned, that Gurnis had struck. His presence that night was the foulest of luck. He trashed over here, he trashed over there. Why, he even had time to trash Ari Fair. So devilish and clever, a true CS fiend, 'twas impossible to tell that the house had been cleaned. All their hard work completely undone, also the Gurnis could have him some fun. Suddenly he heard a noise from behind, a soft quiet voice, good-natured and kind. He whipped around to a face that he knew. It was Jayda, so young, of the age 22. He'd been caught in the act by the curious spy, who gazed upon him with a questioning eye. She stared at the Gurnis and said to him,
Why? Why, clever one, have you filthed our house? Why?
But you know, that Gurnis, so smart and so slick, he thought of a lie, and he thought it up quick.
Ah, but none of this is real, you see. Everything here is a dream, even me.
The Gurnis lied.
Anxiety is multifarious of the cleanliness situation, rendered I most nefarious from your unconscious contemplation. There is no filth here. Your house is still clean. When you get up next morning, you'll see what I mean. Now away from this mess, and go back to bed, else I, your worst nightmare, will dwell in your head.
Then he patted her head and sent her off with a drink, saying,
Sweet dreams, my friend, and stay away from the sink.
And off to her room she returned to her bed. Then the Gurnis made the cleverest of escapes. He dashed, he danced, he pranced, he blitzed, back to his machine, while laughing in fits. He leapt to his car, placed the gear into drive, and fled just as quickly as he did arrive. Away and away he flew just out of sight, saying,
Merry Christmas to all, and all a good night!